Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on this channel. I am Adam Ferns and this is Beast Quest Beast View Series 24, Blood of the Beast. We're finally at the last series of the main series until June when Series 25 comes out. September is when the last half of it comes out. But yeah, this is just overall analysis on the beasts in Series 24, which are Electro, Flooger, Morax and Croco. And if you came here expecting a story review, then I don't know what to tell you. This isn't a story review. If you want a story review, please go to the YouTube channel Lucas Screen. He gives great in-depth story analysis on them. I just do the beast reviews. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get right into this. I do need to say though, all of these beasts are absolutely amazing. Okay, so we're going to start things off with the first book of the series, Electro the Stormbird. Design is a 9 out of 10, because I like my flying beasts, if you watch the rest of the series. And to have a bird that seems to be metallic, which it actually is, along with seeming to conduct electricity and looking very intimidating, all of which are true. I had to give it a 9. It's a really high score, and it's a really intimidating looking beast. That's why I gave it that. Abilities are an 8. It can fly, conduct electricity, and has a sharp beak along with sharp talons. Not really impressive, but I don't think this beast is actually aiming to be a really intimidating, strong beast, because that's later on in the series. The fight, however, it was kind of okay. It was essentially, if you know the main storyline for this, it's essentially Alina and Dowtek versus Tom and Rhea versus the Beast. So yeah, that's a unique thing. I took that into account for each of these battles, or each of the fights in this series. Electro just got an 8 because it was essentially just one shot in the chest of one of Alina's arrows, and it's all over. Done. Electro's done. So yeah, the total for Electro is 25 out of 30. Is a great start to the series, with the design being the best, but the others are good too. Just a bit of a downer. But to have 25 already for the first book is already a great start. Moving on, we have Flooger, the Sightless Sliverer. Design is a 9 out of 10, even though it is just a giant shrimp. I didn't know that when I gave the design score on it. And from when I first saw it, it looked intimidating. It looked really good as well. And yeah, just really intimidating, looking really good as well. Abilities are an 8 out of 10. It can swim fast. It can use its legs to help it swim fast. So yeah, but also to attack his victims, as well as using the tentacles on his mouth to stab his victims, eat them, or constrict them, killing them. The fight was an 8 out of 10 though. It was a water battle, but which is a bit of a basic water battle, I need to say. But the reason why it's got an 8 out of 10 is that Dowtek actually killed this beast. Dowtek got the final blow on it, and that is something which I never expect to see in a million years. Total for Flooger is a 25 out of 30, like Electro. It's a great beast, almost as good as Electro, with the design being amazing for a giant shrimp. And Dowtek killing his first beast is something which stood out quite a bit in that one. Moving on, we got a beast based off a pangolin, Morax the Wrecking Menace. Design is an 8 out of 10. It's the most basic design out of all the beasts in this series, which isn't a great thing to come from. But its abilities and fight more than make up for it though. Abilities are 9 out of 10. It's fire resistant, can't get hit by trees, can roll up in a ball and just move along that way. It can also dig underground and catch its opponents by surprise, as well as having a poisonous tongue and sharp teeth and claws. Ooh, that's a lot of abilities. And the fight was a 9 out of 10, which essentially had Tom having to use his brain by jamming his shield in between the spikes, so then he can't curl up into a ball, And then when Tom was about to get killed by the third beast this series, he nearly got killed by all of them actually. Alina got the finishing blow on Morax, killing Morax, which was a bit of a simple arrow shot, but that's actually not a bad thing. Total for Morax is a 26 out of 30. Best beast so far with incredible abilities and a fight as well. Its design pulled it back a bit, but it didn't stop it from getting one of the highest score of this series so far, and all over the Beast Review, because out of all the Beast Reviews I've done, the highest scoring beasts, let's say Zircon, Mortax, and a couple others, I can't remember them, they all got 26 out of 30. And Morax, not having a great design but having great abilities and fight, got it to 26 as well for the highest score. So that's actually not that bad. Moving on, we have Croco, Father of Fear, the final beast of this series. Design is a 9 out of 10. It's a really intimidating beast and probably the most intimidating of the entire series. Not the best design in my opinion, no, compared to the others. My favourite is Electro. That's probably biased with the birds. But it doesn't change the fact that it looks intimidating and it wears what looks like armour all over it, causing it to be very protective. But that's moving on to abilities. Abilities 8 out of 10. It's incredibly strong, has armour all around it, and I counted the armour on Crotax, I'm counting the armour here, where it can deflect simple shots, and also it can shoot gunk out of its hands to trap his victims, and so he can pull his victims towards him so he can kill them. The fight was a 10 out of 10. Not the first, it was the third, I think, 10 for score for fight. And I gave this one a 10 because it was Alina and Daltek. Well, actually no. It was Daltek versus Rhea, which was a bit of a quick fight that we didn't get to see much of. But the main fight was Alina versus Croco, which was actually Tom. Alina used her weapon as well as Tom's weapons to beat Croco, and when she done her part, Croco turned back into Tom. And that would have been a simple 8 or 9, because that was a good fight in a ruined castle. Stuff were used everywhere, and with Alina nearly dying. But then it went a step above, which made it go to a 10, which had the ghostly apparition fight of Tom versus Croco, where the first Master of the Beast, Tanner, came into account and actually gave Tom his sword so he can win the fight, causing Croco to die twice. And that was something which I liked a lot, having the apparition fight there. And so with that, we got the third 10 for fight. The total for Croco is 27 actually out of 30. The new highest score throughout any of the Beast Reviews. By far the best finale to any series, and a great wrap up to this one. It was a great story. With all scores being great, the lowest being 8, that's abilities, but that doesn't really matter, it's still a great score. Now going on to the totals. For designs, 35 out of 40. Great designs throughout the series. Yeah, great design. I can't even say this right. Great designs throughout the entire series, all of which are intimidating and look very intriguing. Abilities are 33 out of 40. Great batch of abilities, all with having something unique to give, with the gunk from Croco, the poisonous tongue along with the fire resistance and ball thing from Morax, quite a few there. Flooger having his mouth tentacles actually helping him feed instead of his little limbs. And Electro, probably the fact it's a bird conducting electricity. So yeah, unique, I'll say. But similarities have been seen before with that kind of thing, like Greymon, Tecton and Elic. But I think these beasts do it better with what they do. The fights are 35 out of 40. Great fights throughout the entire series, with the last one being the best by far. Obviously, it got a 10. And with that, the grand total is 103 out of 120. The best score for total so far, and we'll probably stay that way for a long time. And I'm only saying that because Series 25 isn't out yet. And from the looks of what I saw of the beasts in Series 25, one or two would not get really high scores. Like, I can picture two of them getting rather high scores, but the other two, nah. None of them are going to get 10 for design, though, I will say that. But anyway, that was it is a great series, and probably, well, it's not really probably, it's definitely one of the best. Anything else to say, really? Well, I can just say the general story of it. Tom gets his golden armor back that was smelted in Series 23 as a reward for defeating Scalamanx, the fiery... I can't remember what his title was, but Scalamanx, a special beast. So the Circle Wizards gifted Tom his shield tokens, his jeweled belt, and reforged the golden armor. However, the golden armor was corrupted and turned black. That was controlled by Rhea. And Rhea basically took Tom on a quest to defeat Electro, Flooger, and Morax to get the tokens, make it into a potion, give to Tom, so Tom would turn into Croco. And then Rhea will use Croco to attack and destroy Avantia. Now, I know I said this, well, I don't know if I said it, but Series 23 had a rather effective villain with taking away Tom's magic powers. Taking control of Tom, though, I would say it's more effective, so better. Going on to the ranking now, we got 4th place being actually still a really good book, Electro the Stormbirds. Unfortunately, it is the least appealing to me with Beast Review wise, but the story was a great start, and I wouldn't say it's a great beast to start off reading this series with, but it is a great starter to just this series. Moving on to third, we got Flooger, the Sightless Sliverer. I'm going to have fun trying to say that title every now and then. I think it was a good continuation, and was one of the few times where it kind of shown Tom to have a good side when he's evil. That kind of reminds me of this Lynx series character called Vipera, who also is like that, and Alina's basically Lynxy, so, okay. Second place is Morax the Wrecking Menace, probably the most key hint to Tom having a good side when he's evil, saving a child, well, monkey child. But the beast is a bit underrated. I would say I may have underestimated it. Its design is the lowest score for design, but its abilities was the highest, so I think I underestimated it a bit. Next is Croco, the Father of Fear, obviously the best piece of the series, and without a shadow of a doubt, obviously it would be, because it's, like Silver, a companion that turned evil, but this time the companion was evil throughout the entire series, and then he was the beast. Which was a great summary to it. Unfortunately, I did get the reveal of Tom being the beast spoiled for me, but I can't really blame myself there. Lucas just suggested that, what do you think's going to happen? And he gave me the hint. It's something that fans been wanting. It's something that happened once before with another character. And I just gave a lucky guess, and unfortunately I was right. So I did get the ending spoiled for me, but it was on me, so what can I do? Anyway, that is, I believe, all for the Beast Review. So that is all for this time. Join me for the next Beast Review, don't know when that'll be, when I'll be reviewing Specials Part 3, which will have Ravira, I can't say her name, Raksha and Grashgor. But until then, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe. The next video on this channel will probably be another ranking, but on some of Lucas's videos. And I'll see you next time.